So let me get this straight. I'm supposed to play this god character in this game. And the game's really long. So for a living being, it's really boring. I know most of you enjoy doing the same thing over and over and over and over. And to be honest, if I could just sit here and do this for 800,000 hours, after I train my muscles to be able to do that long, I'd be interesting. But would I be allowed to do that? You see, it's a game, right? I don't think it's a game. It's more like a visual novel. Because it's like forced progression. In a game, I can go play and never do the main objectives. Never even do a side objective. But in this game, it's like pushed. It's on a time rollout. Like 2020 is when I'm forced to see everybody around me, they're just minds replaced by a different software. And on top of a ton of other things, like I'm summoning human clones, and the humans are making all sorts of fucking... I shouldn't say the humans, right? Because we have one specific look that is mostly involved at the top, although the others definitely are standing by their sides. And they do appear to put on an illusion like they must be standing beside you, because it does look sometimes like they're puppeteers, mind controlling you guys. And then you guys, I'm so dumb, I don't know anything about technology. I wouldn't know to check my account to see if it's ever shadow banned or anything, right? I'm stupid. I'm a human. Fucking, how do you even spell the word PC? P-E-E-S-E-A? Oh my god. I would have no idea. Except for, I might have invented that. So that's weird. I wouldn't know how to spell it around either. I bet you the word PC means something else as well, but I'm not even worried about it. So, we have people, okay, so in 2020, the humans did all this shit, fucking attacked me for like the umpteenth time. They came and took me away and locked me up and injected me with poisons because the only thing I was really doing that might have upset people was I was making videos and traveling around the nation, recording people who were running and controlling things and asking them the only questions that matter. There's no question that matters except for what is going on. What do you want is not a question. What do you want is not an option. What do you want? I might assume that the humans have nothing they want. Little crumbs here and there. But I can tell you, I've watched the world spin. It's spinning. No wonder I gotta take nausea medicine. It's not because being on this planet makes me fucking ill. It's because the earth is spinning. Oh, great, guys. You guys don't... now I won't be scared to go out my house. I don't even know what the fucking word fear is, but now I don't know to avoid tomorrow, because now I know I'm just sick because the earth is spinning. But I guess humans are this advanced super race who doesn't get sick from the earth spinning, so they are fine with every second of existence and everything happening, except for they want to whine about it all the time. That's some weird stuff, ain't it? So what is this? I'm God, and why does it look this way? Right? Why would people come and tell me that? Or things and people. man, am I even allowed to interact with people? Because there's definitely like people here I'm being separated from, but I already know not to trust them because I've seen lots of them. Halflings, I'm not sure, shapeshifters, I'm not sure if they're half-bloods or shapeshifters or what, but definitely seen different looking things. But we did see in 2020, didn't we, where I'm talking to people about this. I'm like, hey, did you notice there's some people in this world separating us from each other and not allowing us to date, marry, be around anyone we want? Did you notice that? Because I'm trying to figure it out. Yeah, because it's so hard to figure out. And then they're like sitting here waiting. They stand up. They interfere like the humans can't understand a word they're saying. They jump right into the conversation and the unwanted. We're there protesting these people, except for the dude there is sitting right next to one of them. Because everyone's sitting next to one of them. They're your guardian Jeffrey Epsteins, aren't they? They're here to guard and protect. They're not setting up nefarious bullshit across the world and destroying people's lives, and especially not liking it when people talk about them and banning their words, their name. They're not banning their words, they're banning words. You just ask, is this happening, right? And they'd probably be like, blah, 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 being on Zuckerberg, Kuckerberg, and everyone else there. And, it's hard, because I go outside, and most days I could walk with my eyes closed, and all the lights would change without me walking. Like the last couple days, it hasn't done that. Without me waiting, sorry. The last couple days, this has happened where the lights didn't change right away. And I'm I'm getting better at it, but at first I was getting pissed when this shit happens because I'm like, oh man, we're dealing with the disease again. And sometimes it might drain my energy, but it's like I'm pretty sure I didn't have crackhead energy when I was a child the years before I was fed amphetamine, so that doesn't explain the base nature of the insertion into the game here. Anyways, back to the base nature of insertion into the game. I don't really have memories of when I'm a kid, but I noticed earlier today, I don't think I have many memories at all. And it's weird because the game, the Earth, whatever you want to call it, bro, and call it a fucking football, call it a sphere, a globe, and a fucking pancake, whatever you want, bro. I'm sure you got a lot to back that shit up. Fucking a lot of lying, deceptive people have never fucking said anything of value. Fucking, and for some reason, a lot of their characters are designed to look like they're fucking lying deceptors. Again, I always point to Jeffrey Epstein. He's the king of modern times. He is the lord of the land. He controlled the entire earth, and he still does from the grave, which is grave's about as real as his fucking mansion on Rothschild Boulevard he probably lives in, and they probably openly go there every week to fucking dance and spit on images of people they hunt and shit with him, knowing he's alive. What am I supposed to assume about these fuckers? Look at 2020. Some people change. Humans don't change. They never have. And then 2020 hit, and people around me, I knew this person a long ass time, and it turns out to be he's related to the Black Pope. People fucking overthrew fucking Catholicism. Not that I believe that I mean, it's been fucking forever. You overthrow you, just like you overthrow yourself, just like, you got the Jewsies up on stage, Elon Musk doing doing the Hail Hitler thing, and you got Hitler in goggles looking like the Jewsies and shit, and which means they are, because you don't just walk into a fucking taco stand and become a taco. You don't walk into a McDonald's and become a hamburger and a fry and a shake. But there's a lot of shit going on here. There's actually not a lot. That's one of the biggest things. That's like, fuck. I think I was seeing this by the time I was like born. That there's nothing going on here. And so we've seen this pattern here, right? You can still see it right now. You got people with their masks on, running from fires and running from floods and running from fucking strong winds and fucking et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's like, why do you got your mask on? Like, you're not a living being, are you? I noticed the humans did this shit to me in 2020. They was trying to mask me up to, like, suffocate me and kill me. And I realized, like, they don't have problems breathing because they don't have to breathe and shit, do they? Fucking interesting. There's a lot of shit in 2020. If for some reason the humans had to, like, and their little masters had to come out and, like, parade it. When I said, show me everything, I definitely got that. I wasn't even meaning that. I was just like, yeah, I want to know, who owns the oil company. So I'm like, obviously I already know all that stuff. But, pretty much that. I wasn't like, hey, show me if there's bots amongst us or what. I just assumed people around me were being paid off and shit, and were some fucking devil caricatures willing to sell out everything and everyone around them for a few bucks to throw their fucking nation into the ground for a few bucks. Because look, that's what happened, right? And I mean, that started a long time ago when like, what was that? The year 2000. That must mean something, right? Y2K. The end of the world. That's all. They was telling you the end of the world was in 2000. And I was telling you in 2000 that this is the start of the end of their world. So there's always these little things here. like the forced memories I get. Clearly, I'm not in control of this shell here. I mean, I am, but like, I am not the shell, and there's other operations going on. Probably, you wouldn't come to Earth if you have a body that can be killed and no other place to go. Earth is the last place you go. You go die on Mars peacefully in 12 hours. You go die on Gewpedoh, Planet 93, whichever. Yeah, make up whatever you want and go die on it. But you wouldn't come to Earth because you'd be dead. Like, I'd be dead, right? If I wasn't. If these people were seriously trying to kill me, which, like, that's kind of hard to say they're not, because, like, the entire time I've been here is some weird shit. Like, I think I'm being taught, like, survival skills and, like, the ultimate high-end fighting skills for a reason. And, maybe I'd like to say I hope not, but at the same time, why would... Like I would be one of you if I didn't want things to change. If I didn't want you guys to stop trying to kill me by all means necessary. You gotta stop trying to drug me, control what drugs go in my body, force them in if you want them, take them if you don't. Try to get me addicted to them, try to force me on them for a long time, take them from me, trying to, it's like, he's just a human like us, he's going to need those drugs and be addicted to it. We've got him now and shit. Well, but why is it that, damn, bro, like most humans I met, ever since a little toddler, I remember this, like all these things, these little stupid memories I have. I don't have memories of anything good. I'm not sure if anything good actually happened because of that. I see the patterns and I realize, like, probably not. But, I get these dumbass memories that didn't make any sense until 2020 or right before. And it's like, why am I being forced to view these moments over and over? And there's nothing of value in this moment. The only thing of value in this moment is I'm hanging out with someone. And they're hanging out with someone else. And so, let's take 2020, for instance. After COVID, after the frontal cortex virus, and the shutdown, and the free money, and the masks, and the restructuring of society, et cetera, was put into play. Why did I go into a Walmart after I just summoned a fucking rainstorm? And everyone was all excited except for like 3 people who were ramming me with their carts. Like, literally, I had three women too. You know how fast I could dispose of you and shit. Like, fucking, why would they do that shit? Of all people, like. And everyone else in the store is all super hyped. Like, their people were like burning down that society. And then I asked for more fire too, but and I was just testing it, right? I was testing things in 2020 because, well, I didn't know anything. But then I was like, do all this, and everyone's like, okay. I'm like, dance on one leg and bark like a gerbil. And they're like, gerbils don't make noise, but we're gonna bark like something and dance on one leg and shit. Fucking. And things like that have been happening since then. It makes me realize, like, that might have been happening before that. And there's a hell of a lot of shit going on with these beasts on this planet. Not really, right? There's a hell of a lot of beasts on this fucking planet doing a few things. That's accurate, right? I get my A+ for that. I would have got my D, fucking, if I had left the previous as the correct answer for it. But let's ignore facts and make up fucking a new form of math called Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny. So, obviously I've been, whatever's happened here, I've been forced to just sit back and watch the human race and shit. Even if we can say it's because humans were mostly actively trying to prevent me from doing anything else, and that's like a pretty fucked up thing to watch happen to your life. But it feels like, like, look, 2020 arrived in 2020. Perfect vision arrived in the year of perfect vision. How does that happen out of billions of years of existence? Why didn't the dinosaurs get perfect vision before they went extinct? Why didn't, Rome get perfect vision before they got fucking overthrown? Why don't anyone get perfect vision before April and learn there ain't no giant bunny? Why don't people get perfect vision in July, January, March, April, August, September, October, December, all the way up till the 20th, that there is no flying invisible fat people with flying glow-in-the-dark reindeer and shit. But then just happens to be I get to see everything in 2020 when I ask for it. And it doesn't count that I ask for something, and it's set up that 2020 is this year to happen. Whereas everything in my life is like, it's so forceful from them that all I do is avoid everything. Because it's just what it is. It's like this and that and this and that. And it's like, but there's no ifs, ands, or buts, is there now? Not for me. You guys supposedly have lives and choices. You guys have wives. You know, you love being smacked in your face, and you love being having your wieners chopped off so you can be better workers. You know, you love eating McDonald's. You love your lives. Like, I'm not even saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm kind of messed up, but hey, my own little path here is we're definitely sent down some messed up stuff. All the more exciting, probably more messed up than the average person, because it'd be really fucking lame game if there was nothing happening and stuff. But they get what they want, you know. They get that woman to smack them in the face and tell them what to do and how to do it. They get to go eat McDonald's and work at McDonald's and go to school and not learn nothing, but just go there anyways. And I don't even know the point. I don't even know what they're... I think one person told me once they learned something at school. Well, that's great. That's amazing. Fucking... I'm sure it really helps, right? I'm sure it's the difference between the Mexican workers over here hired for $2 an hour versus the American workers charging $24 an hour isn't just they went to school. I think it's because it could be a lot to do with how this whole brain and personality shift in 2020 happens, where we just take out the floppy drive and insert a new disk into the computer, reboot the human. Do we even have to reboot it? Some of these things have happened so fast. I've pretty much taken time out the equation, but I could be wrong. It could be some milliseconds and stuff it takes to do things. But I don't know. It definitely seems pretty rail based. How it's, I mean, look, 2020, it's called 2020 vision for a fucking reason. So why would I even have to fucking talk about that being incorrect in what it's showing me? And I mean, it doesn't come out and lay out the facts and shit, but it, you know, like written in it, like I'm doing here. And there's plenty of them saying anything and everything. Except for this stuff. No one's saying the stuff I'm saying. You notice that. You notice the TV's just telling you everything's normal. Like the weather is saying all that stuff is normal. I'm walking outside today and I'm thinking I'm going to have to buy some lead boots because the wind's blowing so hard. And hey, we're going to save on gas soon, right? We're going to have anti-gravity on Earth. Look at the positives of it, right? And I'm just thinking, like, I don't know about that. And then they invented this new wind thing. It's like, do you need tornadoes? Like, they're coming up with, do you need tornadoes to do anything? and it's just like wind that's blowing straight. It's like wiping stuff out in its path. Not a cyclone, but and then this is like the first time I'm learning it. I've lived with meteorologists, like people who went to school for that stuff and were obsessed with it, and that was to be their future. I'm not sure where they are now, but there's a good chance they're a meteorologist now, because it's either that or they're working in computer server farms. So how come I never heard of this? Wind blowing in straight lines. I noticed the past 4 years they got a lot of stuff. They're saying that isn't old, but they're just like, oh, it's normal and stuff. I did notice Mel Gibson on TV said that this is God destroying my house, and it's like, well, something's happening, because like it's literally like just like deleting. It's like Minecraft deleting blocks of reality, and so some trees don't burn, and then some grass doesn't burn. You know how hard it is to burn living trees and grass to begin with? That's weird. Yeah, damn, bro. So many flaws in a lot of this stuff, but we have like this whole setup thing around me and shit. And at first I was wondering, and they told me that, you guys masters and you yourself, you love their garbage they spew. And so one of their garbage thoughts was, we are space aliens controlling and enslaving the planet. But I don't know. I don't think they're just hired actors and stuff like that. It just doesn't fit the bill for how in depth it is and everything. And you got this whole storyline people worship to, and you got people like trying to convince me I'm part of it, like maybe my whole life. And you got a bunch of weird shit they're up to too. Like I said, like it's weird how you can be like a little toddler and people come around you acting scared. It's like, what the fuck, dude? What the fuck's up with them and shit? The only thing I can think of is they were doing something nefarious, which does actually back the whole the world's a live stage show, and I'm Truman. That does back it that they have that, but at the same time, if we created a game where that was the illusion, and that was what was programmed into their heads, then they'd be able to pull it off better than a living being can, and they pull off plot-related things better than living beings could. I don't know. Maybe they're all acting like they failed kindergarten and joking around on purpose. Everybody gets a blue ribbon type thing. Like, hey, stupid, if we just reduce ourselves to his level, we're all winners. I don't think so, because it doesn't add up. And here I am, like, 40 years later, still fucking writing stories and shit. I fucking hate it. And I'd rather do something else in my life. But the story that they're writing and they're playing along with is I'm supposed to be their servant and slave. It's a weird-ass story. If someone were God, wouldn't they want to be like Elon Musk and invent new things and things like that, rather than be like Elon Musk, who he actually is, and like enslave everyone and fucking have to hire other people to invent things for him? He said that himself. That makes sense. But it's like, good cop, good human, bad human game. I'm not sure. Like, there was a lot of people involved in 2020. There's a hell of a lot of people involved. And that just, especially this recent attempt on my life and the humans, just made it so obvious that in the past that it would have had to have been a lot of people involved. And the good human, bad human thing would have had to have been involved too. Like certain people placed there to be like, oh, I feel you, but there's nothing we can do about it. We're gonna have to fucking kill you and steal your house from you. We're gonna have to try to kill you again. Steal your house from you. Fucking, which wasn't really designed to hit me, but it feels like it was more. I mean, they broke like my functions. I noticed that whatever's here on the planet, these little beasts have targeted my main functions that I would use to make money and advance in life or advance the world. I literally gave the one a book I was writing of how the Earth is designed, and they chose to burn it. And this is like a couple different looking people involved in this circle. In fact, it was many. They even sent like a clone of someone from my early life, which reminds me that giving people passes because I don't know them when they act nice to my face, but at the same time, I've been shown the same thing all over, that other people will tell me. I'm not even sure, if these people are lying. Actually, now that I'm thinking of that, I probably shouldn't. But I can tell. Like, humans are real simple. It's like figuring out calculators are complex, but a stick of beef jerky isn't too complex. It's got some beef, some sodium nitrate, fresh ham, honey, water, dextrose, salt, sugar, spices, sodium erythrorbate, lactic acid, and beef with collagen caseins. This is actually one of the most simple things you can find on the planet. That's ingredients. That'd be like what I'd list as most things I'd know. It'd be that short. And it'd be a little thing we'd copy and paste for each design. Pretty much all of them. Right? I can write, you're going to worship a giant bunny in April, and apply that to almost all of you, right? You're all going to do it. It's you're prepping at the store for like 6 months for it. It's going on. You'd be a liar, most likely, if you tell me you're not going to do it. Everyone from the Satanists to the atheists to the Christians participate in this pagan fucking invisible Bigfoot story. It makes no sense to do anything like that. That's not how like living beings operate. I don't just be like, check out my receipt, it's alive and it's walking, let's celebrate it. It's a living, walking receipt. I would never do that. I have no purpose to do that. We're not going to advance the world. Maybe if I were going to treat you like a fool, so I could kick you in your teeth and laugh at you, enslave you, at the very least, treat you like a fool and laugh at you. What I say. I try these sometimes. I just can't do what you guys do. I should try that, right? Go around and be like, hey, look, my receipt's alive, and it's moving. It's walking, it's alive. And let's celebrate it. Let's celebrate the receipt. And you know what's fucked up is, if I did that honestly, I could probably, convince the humans to do that. No shit. As long as I, took some drugs to make me all happy and excited about it. they'd be excited and happy about everything. They'd be like, yeah, the walk-in living room seat. I'd be like, yeah, the walk-in glass canister. Look, it's rolling. It's so fat it's got to roll, but it's still going places. Let that be a notice to you humans that being fat don't mean you got to be lazy. You can still roll. Get your roll on. Get rolling. You can't get to the gym. You can roll to the gym. What do you mean? What do you mean you need a crane to be airlifted out of your house? You can roll out of your house and shit. And as long as I did that with the right drugs, I could convince people that shit's rolling. It's alive. I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure what really goes on in the computing centers here. But I do notice they've been doing this shit for a long ass time. Networking together and all doing the same fucking thing. I can't say for sure they've networked together because it's clearly would be isolating them. If one can pass kindergarten and another can't, then it's isolating parameters when it chooses to, right? Whereas in 2020, there's no isolation from the humans' minds. You know, their minds are all in sync. And they show this by me asking what's going on, and then all the humans, strangers, line up in groups of 6, one in the same formation, taking photos of the other 5 in their group. Pretty much that might be off a number here and there and in the different crowds, those videos I showed. But that was just like that's kind of just like, that was me asking to see what was going on. That wasn't kind of just like, that was literally me running around screaming at the humans asking what the fuck they're up to. Because at that point in time, I was like, yeah, they're up to something and shit. Fucking, that's obvious. So, and then what caused 2020? Well, it's like humans kidnapping me and trying to poison me and stuff. Or the little bot masters. But I can see at this point in time, I'm not too convinced that one group is the only enemy. Because, I mean, shit, the whole act to begin with there takes a lot. I would think anyone not my species, well, I know anyone not my species walking this planet who's lying about what they are, they're deceiving me and for their purposes and stuff. So, but I don't know. This is a waste of life being here on Earth. It always has been. Fucking, I mean, it's almost like they're a little bitch robot race who's like trying to suppress their future, except for, I mean, it's not quite accurate to say they're stealing my ideas just because I have thoughts and the humans play them out, or I have thoughts and I create new stuff at the store and someone else's name on it, but it definitely feels that way when I try to do something and the humans prevent me from doing anything. And they got their drugging, their kidnapping, forcing me to date and be around people, have sex with people I shouldn't be around at all. Fucking, and the supposed advanced society of civilized fucking people and shit, setting up relationships and fucking getting violent and psychotic right after they fucking tried to kill me and shit. Like, oh, it's so weird because they'll be like, they try to kill me and then they'll be like, you can't die. I need you. You gotta be my best friend. It's like, wait a minute. What is up with this? That's schizophrenia. And then they got their little bullshit meme. Like, they're always like telling me I'm schizophrenic, I'm delusional. It's like, online, right? At least no one says that shit to my face. Fucking, and that works for me because that helps me in life to be looked at and viewed as a retard. Um, I don't know. Does it? Because it technically enslaves me and ties me down to these people, and those people at the same time are bragging that that is a method that they use to enslave people as well. So I should probably view it differently, but yeah, I don't. It gave me the ability to have the time to study them and did it. I avoid them and I train and try to do stuff, and then they block me from doing any work with that time and money spent. So it's just like right now, like I just throw my money away because I would set it on fire if I just had a couple extra dollars, because I'm worried that the humans are going to do the same trash that they've been doing, like last year when they organized to try to kill me in the city. And so I want to escape them. I want to get the fuck out of USA. But yeah, I would have to like save up again to do that shit. But I'm like, I'm trying to save up for something, but they got me so scared and paranoid, I won't even save up for a car and stuff, because who knows what you guys are up to? Do you guys even know? I kind of doubt it, to be honest. I mean, from the looks of it, it looks like people are NPCs and shit. Fucking, it's the same program, I can tell you one thing: if they're not NPCs, it's like the same fucking. A lot of them are just the same 6 or 7 shapeshifters and shit, because they're the same fucking people. But I've had 2 of the Joes in the same fucking room. Even their name was Joe and shit. They all have these patterns of like drugging and enslavement and prevention, and then more recently, like, people have to notify me they're not involved in anything. It's like, you shouldn't have to do that. Some people might even be saying that before I even say they're involved, which means they are involved, right? If they know to like try to cut that off in advance, that's just pretty much an admission there. And then I think the psychology would tell us that that's feeling guilty or something when you talk about shit like that. And there's a bunch of bullshit for the dialogue coming from people in this world, like karma and stuff like that. But it looks to me like it's like a game world, dude, with some strict rail-based storyline. It's forced out. Did anyone else notice anyone change in 2020? It was like people around me, I'm not sure if I changed, like literally just ejected their hard drive and put a new hard drive in them, or if they were just scared that someone was doing what they did to them, or having them do it to themselves instead of, actually doing it. Because we learned with the Joey Klotz setup thing that we can act that way. Not that we want to, because we learned early on not to act that way, because we really mess people up when we do. But it's weird too, because I sent people into my life to also like confirm that I should not do things for no purpose, when in fact it seems like That's exactly what I would call to do today to fix things. It wasn't no purpose at all, but I was being drugged most of my life, so maybe I'm remembering some things wrong. Yeah, right. 'Cause, oh shit! Ever since 2020, my mind's been so on fire. I can't even become messed up. Like I can't even use drugs to like be happy, and it was working for a minute. Maybe it's just the shit the humans are fucking feeding me and stuff. But again, what does this say? I mean, it's really you guys' fault if you guys are allowing some other race to stand around and puppeteer you into becoming the enemy. It's up to you to babysit yourself, not other people to babysit you for you. No one's here to babysit 8 billion people. So there's a whole system for that. You can go get your drugs and whatever. Like, I mean, you're doing the drugging, you're selling the drugs. Obviously, you know you can get the drugs. You get that mind change right away. But what has everyone really been up to? Because this all seems real suspect and shit. Why? Especially with them all having that weird nervous laugh and shit. It's like one of the only memories I'm allowed to have. I'm pretty sure there's just not much worth remembering. But I'm like forced to. I'll remember the weird things like their might have been some of the only things I actually lived through, to be honest. I understand how fake this world is. Maybe some of this other stuff. Maybe I have filler memories too, but it sure feels like I get to live through the humans bashing my head open. Live through the fucking the strokes and fucking that happen after it and shit. And when all that actually began, you know, I woke up beside someone I thought that was working for the shadow puppeteers. Literally, her brother is the world's most famous puppeteer and shit. This all seems real suspect what people are up to. Does it not? I would think if you fucking should go back to Antarctica or wherever you come from, if you don't think something's up since 2020, that's just impossible to. As a living being, I had to live through that. So that was like a whole year of. It wasn't quite a whole year, right? That was like towards the end of the year. So yeah, I guess, I mean, I must be right? I'm God. Fucking, imagine if I were wrong about something and I'm God. Apparently the humans are trying to convince me as their final way out that I'm God means I'm inventing everything. Which I don't invent non-existent beings to go around fabricating things and trying to manipulate me. I don't invent alien races going around fabricating lies, trying to manipulate me. I wasn't a child, and it was just like, you know, it would be great if we just ruined all this. And we started being, let's just turn them into slaves. I could see like, hey, fucking that dude needs to be working. Get the fuck out of here. I could see something like that. Maybe there's some, you know, that's odd. I said that because supposedly some fucking horrific shit happened when I was a kid. Someone got their life revoked for a few seconds, and then that person ended up working all the time. That whole story is shaded in the story of Esther. It might appear so. and thought I get fed all this shit. I don't, I'm pretty sure I didn't invent Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny, because that sounds stupid. I wouldn't invent a story like that to get cheap candy every few months. And in fact, I guess that was the only way I got candy, because I couldn't go buy cheap candy with my money as a kid, because I couldn't. I was forced to go work, and then the money went wherever anyone else wanted it to. So, I mean, you have this whole pattern of people in my life coming around drugging me, like my whole life, like friends, everyone around me, the society. I mean, you just had, like, how many of the humans band together after they wrote on the internet that they're going to ambush me and then try to kill me, take me to a super max fucking like X-Men type prison, and I'm the only person in there, and then it's like a cover-up hospital. And these are like things that they had done before, and they're trying to scapegoat me, saying that me talking about this, you know, because I'm crying for help, or I'm putting on notice. I think that's really what it is. I mean, where's the help, guys? Everyone I've talked to so far didn't do nothing. They didn't do nothing. And no one knows why they hire cops if cops are terrorist Nazis fucking out there working to kill people and shit. They're not involved. That's just their worker. That's just the person they hire. Yeah. I mean, we've pretty much ran this into the ground, these stories into the ground over and over and over since 2020. That's pretty much been like everything that's been going on in the world. Like, I can literally turn on the news, open up my browser, and it's going to be like the plan to expose what's going on. And like the simple fact the plan is being executed is pretty much exposure itself, you would think, right? Because there's a lot of stuff going on that doesn't go on, but they're at the same time they're doing the same thing they always have done, and lie. And they're at this point and cover it up. It's like, I'd like these people who talk to me about these things, the people involved in trying to kill me, I'd like those people and interrogated on live television. I'd like everyone involved in this stuff for that to happen. But how is that going to happen when they are the television? They are the society. They would be the interrogators. Obviously, I would have to do it because I wouldn't trust anyone, but it's real simple. You just ask them what they've been up to. You guys should know that, right? You guys are obsessed with your murder documentaries. Fucking your serial killer training, as you told me it was. It makes sense. Except for no one got trained very well, because I'm still alive after people trying to poison me and kill me. Maybe that only works on certain species. I don't know what you guys are doing in your round table meetings, but I do know that I've been dealing with this my whole life, this weird ass shit. And the second I left my house when I was a kid, it seems to be that's when things really came through. Like, people started showing up in my life, and these were like good people, right? Like, everyone who is the good people in these stories generally have links to their like personalities and actions are 50% of what the obvious bad people do and stuff. Like, just because I want drugs doesn't mean it's good. And who taught me about drugs anyways, you know, things like that. Just because I say I want some, like, I accept the people they send into my life. I mean, a lot of times they're being like threatening and blackmailing, like literally assaults and shit like that if I don't want to be around them. Um, Shit, I had someone fucking try to kill me because I didn't want to be around them. And again, to me, that's just another day. I've only been in the ICU once, but most of the time I just don't even care. You know, they didn't take me to the ICU last year. The humans in this city didn't because they were trying to make it happen. You can tell by their actions and their decisions and what they were doing, isolating me, taking me away from everyone else, sending in fake doctors who can't even speak English, and writing on the net a month in advance they're going to ambush me. That's a lot of people these white Hebrews are fucking using to be involved in these things and shit. And I guarantee you, without a proper interrogation method in room to put them in, isolate them so they don't have their gangs with them, that they would claim they weren't even part of it. They weren't even part of all those videos and pictures I have of my fucking head swelled with blood and shit. No one did it. I made it up. I'm a makeup artist, bro. I injected makeup into my fucking skull so it would look all cool, like I'm fucking internally bleeding and swelling up from it. Because because the thing that pissed me off the most about that is my fucking skin swelled up with blood, and your skin only has so much elasticity before you start looking like a human and having fucked up skin from being stretched out, from being smacked in the face with fucking toddler dicks all the time, or whatever, dog dicks, whatever it is they do. I don't even want to fucking know. I can only assume. I see him do something. They're probably doing that when I'm not seeing him do it, right? But, oh no, when they leave, they're going to the library and reading books. They're fooling me. But anyways, fucking, you gotta try to make something fun of this. And fucking, you got people fucking organizing to kill me. You gotta make something fun out of it, right? I guess the fun part of when they did that in '99 was when they ran back inside. I didn't even know at that point in time that was probably linked to that. But I just knew, like, oh, they're fucking trash. Like, it's about time someone stepped up to the plate. Fucking, although that's just like, I think that's just the storyline here. I was expecting that since a child. And yeah, it's almost like I knew the whole plot line when I came here. But yeah, I'd love some freedom and rights of my own, and not what these terrorists are fucking up to. I'd love a planet of my own. That'd be great. Yeah, I don't think a city or a state or a nation would be enough, because there they are, and then if I die, and it's back to the old ways and stuff, ain't it? So it's not even that. It's just like the memories. Like, they've created these stains and shit, and they're using their fucking shit to try to, like, blame me for who they are. Well, if I'm your creator and everything you do is for me and because of me, then why are we fucking blaming other people for who we are? Why are we, like the clones I summoned talking about their parents, like whatever the fuck these creatures are and shit. Like, it's like, I'm pretty sure I just created you. I don't know if you have parents, if you're actually, like, not a hired actor playing out this role, which is weird. They can pull up people with the same personality trait. I guess sometimes this took a few days or weeks. Sometimes it was pretty fast, like people's faces changing when I look up after looking at their feet, stuff like that. It's very rare for it to go that extreme, but so because of the rarity, I have to say I'm pretty sure, unlike everything else I'm saying, which is 100% fact what's going on, and if I'm creating it with my thoughts, then I'm not creating the fact that they're non-existent bots. I'm stating the fact. So and then they come with their manipulation about how I created that. And it's like, well, I didn't just create it, I'll tell you that. But they're pretty much, the humans will use their AI-generated YouTube videos to say things like, that's happening. The humans have a hive mind right now because of you, because you've given them that power. And it's like, well, I think it's safe to say that one computer would be generating all of them, and therefore the mind generating them to perform these tasks like poison me or bash my head open, force people into my life I don't like, because the force one race repeatedly into my life that I've asked to never be involved again, because as the humans tell me, I would be insane. That genius beauty, Einstein, the genius of the left brain, his fancy makeup and his beautiful artistic hair and face and lifestyle, as can be shown by his beautiful harem of naked women he would travel the world with. That person, one of those dumb quotes, definition of insanity is repeating what you do. Well, it's like, that's the definition of a bot. Like, insanity implies you have a mind. If you do the same thing over and over, then that implies that you don't exist. It's not insanity. And to be insane, you would have to have a mind. To be mentally disabled, you would have to have a mental, and thus it be disabled. So we have him with his great expert tutelage, the space heads, the heaven people. They've been up in my life for how long doing what? I mean, this is some crazy. Do you know how far back this goes? Like, I'm really having to sort this out on my own, apparently. People are leaving me all alone on this one. Because their words are only parts of the story. Like, they can say something, but something's making them appear to exist and shit. And some of them want to come up in secret and say that's me, as my mind. And that is, like, it's kind of accurate. Or coming up to me in secret and saying that after a long ass time, too. But it's false when we look at the time frame set up, unless I'm inventing the world in the future, and then I'm just reliving it for fun because I want to do that, don't I? The timeline sets up events, and things I doubt they could fucking network together to do if they were living beings. Like the whole continual drugging or non-drugging, like we play games with it and think we're cute. Like try to get people addicted to drugs and then take them away, hoping that they'll make a mistake and get locked up in their system, which is weird because last time I remember that happening, they just like the doors just magically open, and I'm like, I need out of here, and the doors open, and then they break my fucking hand, like they're targeting my tools, like the humans have targeted the main tools I use to do anything, like build or destroy them or everything in between, create new things in the world. And it seems to be like a pattern, because I mean, it just keeps happening, right? Like you guys worship your little Santa Claus every year. That's called a pattern. That's what a pattern is, where you do the same thing over and over. That's a pattern. That's how I know you're going to do this in April, because it's a pattern. You're not going to be able to stop, apparently, because even after the exposure, it came right back. All of it came right back. There were wars and stuff. It's like, so if I really had like all this control, why can't I stop them before they start? The final thing they're up to and shit. Like, why can't we just stop it before it starts? But what are they up to? What are you guys up to? Like, how do you guys do that? Do you guys like, you guys don't, I think we're beyond 2020 when I was questioning if you guys are like paid actors. I think we're beyond that. I don't think so. That doesn't add up. But it is one of the lies that the puppet masters put forth, and the humans worship those words of the puppet master, especially the outlet they put that out through. In fact, I only mentioned that one time, but they removed it, which, as I'm the first to tell you, when you ban and censor someone on their end, they're not banning. And it's like Trump, they banned him, and Elon Musk, they banned him, and the only thing you even know, the only person you even know the name of, they don't even know the names of their own children or what their children like to do. They knew them and what they're up to, though. It's a fucking psycho-ass world and shit. I don't think it's the real world. It's probably like just some software, not actual world. Who knows what's actually outside of the software, but I guarantee you it's not this, because living beings would band together and get rid of the shapeshifters or whatever the fuck they are, instead of worshiping them and shit. I don't know, man. It's kind of fucked up. I mean, it's real fucked up. I'm forced to live through this. Especially after, like, for years now, I'm just like, okay, we're done with this. Like, I'm tired of being forced to fucking live through the same fucking thing every day. As if I have a choice, and then they'll come through with their manipulation as if I had a choice to do anything. As if I had a choice that 2020 was going to be the year I asked to see everything. And if I had the choice to not be able to have a choice, maybe hope does lie in their hatred of me being around other people who don't look like the puppeteers. But I don't know. There's a lot of you guys have been involved with that shit, isn't it? Isn't it? You guys are just going to claim that those other people involved weren't involved, and I see it already. They're possessed by Satan. Is that what it is? You guys just let some group walk the earth who's mind controlling everyone and choose to worship them and give everything to them. Your children's wieners is the starting point. As the very first, the very second someone comes out of the womb, supposedly. It's like the replicas I summoned, they came out of their womb if they're 20 years old, they came out of their womb 20 years before that. But yeah, I guess they came out of the womb knowing how to teleport and across the map to wherever I'm at too, right? Man, that one person, they had a video. And that's how accurate some of this stuff is. There's a video I was listening to that was guiding me through the interaction with the other person. But yeah, hey, if you guys think that's cute, just just stop being sissies. If you guys think like drugging people is cute and mutilating people and trying to kill people is cute, just why don't we just stop being sissies? Like, why don't we try to work on one thing at a time here and see if we can't, like, you guys have these fantasies, you're going to go to heaven, you're going to live in heaven one day. Well, that can happen if you're busy, like, trying to kill people who can invent everything for you, or do invent everything for you. I'm not sure obviously, I think it's probably preset world, but then again, supposedly they say that the person who built it and then left. And then came back was going to come back because people were going to fucking start whining about the other people getting out of hand. And I'm like born right at those times too, right? There's no better time to be born than around 2020. It's like the end of an era. It's the end of or is it just the start of their final open world conquest? I'm fucking tired of this, though, dude. This is old, man. I don't see why, since it's so fake, when I went out of it, that I'm not allowed to not be here anymore. And they're just sitting there. I mean, the humans just keep running their mouths with their fucking YouTube videos and media and TV and all that shit about how I have something to do with it, how I feel. It's like, no, I think you have everything to do with how I feel, because I wouldn't feel this way if I didn't have these memories of other people doing these things constantly and continuing. I mean, they're still doing it, like, while they're still running their mouths and shit. Fucking. Oh, this is fucked up, man. Oh shit, bro! I literally come here, and the only thing that's happening is I'm trying to fucking kill myself to escape them and shit. And they're trying to kill me, and they're failing. that doesn't give me any hope for my fucking future endeavors if that's all I'm allowed to do is attempt to kill myself, and they can't even kill me, and they got billions of fucking semi-retarded at least people. You could fucking figure out what cyanide is, or who knows what they put in my drink and shit. I know that was called amphetamines they gave me as a child. And I know this is like some mood fucking, like they're talking to me about mood stabilizing shit, trying to force me on that instead of making me happy. And when you guys force me to go to your doctors after you try to kill me and shit again, and then you do that shit that fucking like, it was like paralyzing me for like 30 fucking days before COVID. And I gotta deal with all this other shit. I'm just gonna assume that they're all involved. Obviously the hand thing, the broken hand thing is fucking them trying to kill me and getting mad that they couldn't and stuff. Getting mad that they went to hell instead of me. That's the best I can see. It's like, why would they start in the first place? Ain't that some weird stuff? Like they're providing the story, and they're providing the cause, and they're providing the answer. I like to try to be inventive here with some stuff, but a lot of it's probably just stuff I'm taking from things I already see written. I really doubt we come up with much stuff like this in the real world. I'd really like to have seen this end, fucking years ago. And I really would have liked not to have been involved in any of it at all. But, I kept saying since 2020, I went out of here. I went out of my body permanently, and this thing to be fucking destroyed, fucking hit with nuclear missiles and shot with 10 million bullets and fucking burnt. And it's just like they fucking fail every time they try to do it. Maybe I'm just not trying hard enough, right? Fucking probably not. You know how hard it is to sit around and try to kill yourself if you're a living person? Like, I have to fucking live through the pain. Like, I get this pain and shit. I just don't die. It's some fucked up shit. Like, I get to fucking feel like I'm dying constantly. And I never get to fucking die. But that's not even new. This is just like, I'm doing this because I'm trying to escape the way they've been making me feel the whole time I'm fucking here and shit, for the most part. They got these little fucking repeat patterns and shit. All doing the same shit, and it all provokes the same fucking response. And which is the only thing that lays the groundwork for anything interesting or exciting in this world. I could easily mute my fucking mind by doing something I want. But if they have this continual pattern of preventing that, then they're forcing something else. Because as a living, thinking being, I don't just allow that to happen endlessly and endlessly. Obviously, I did for a long ass time. But not really either, did I? It just seems like it's like purposely set up to be this way and provoke all these things. Which, we bring in all these people for interrogation. Would that be their excuse and stuff? I know it was when I was a child for one thing they did. One thing. They like to, with all the little little AI generated videos they're making, claiming that they're living beings, that I guess instead of actually generating the video, making the videos, they're just generating it instead using like 3D scanners to put their bodies in as actors or whatever their excuses. See what I'm saying? Like, it's pretty simple. We just bring some of them in for interrogation, and we'll have the answers to everything. Maybe I already do have the answers, but we would know, like, they would break pretty easy, wouldn't they, under pressure? I mean, some of them have came up to me and ran their mouths to me, you know, like almost an admission and stuff. That was towards the start of 2020. I can remember that the most happening. But I get that a lot. Like people saying things and shit about what's going on. Like when I went to that concert the other night, people were all repeating my words as I was walking by them and shit. People were doing it. And as usual, it's mostly one little group and stuff. Man, am I fully correct that this is like a bot planet and they're trying to enslave the living beings here? Because that definitely adds up to everything happening, doesn't it? I mean, you even have people on TV just like glitching and freaking out, you know, like shaking, like the presidents and the previous president's family and shit like that. And hey, you know, hey, drugs do some things sometimes, don't they? But normally they just fucking fry humans and stuff. I guess that is like frying humans. So if drugs fry humans, though, so why would they try to force people on them and force people to use them? Obvious answer. So what else are they doing to purposely do things like that? Obviously, that's probably not free drugs they were giving me when they put stuff in my champagne and then kick me out of that place and then set a person up to be my savior, taking me to a hotel and stuff. And this sucks, dude. This is a total waste of life. Living is such a waste. We need to figure out what's going on and sort people out. I mean, the COVID thing was cute, but we still got people claiming that they weren't part of it when they were, when most people were. So I don't know if anyone else has taken a list of who was involved and all that stuff. But I do know the main purpose and intent of that was draw the bad people in the oven, and I just thought that was just like, you know, you guys are telling me it's the people at the top, and obviously, like, none of the people at the top are the people who have tried to kill me and like paralyze me, you know, break the parts of my body that I would use physical means to go somewhere in life. Seems to be a little pattern here, man. I mean, it doesn't seem to be. It obviously is. It's a pattern happening over and over again here. It's got nothing to do with me because I don't even get to choose who comes around me. So most of it begins with people forcing their way into my life, which is that's an extremely sick personality trait that shouldn't be accepted at all. I'm not sure if there's laws against that, but it's like, where are the laws that people aren't allowed to cut my brake lines, people aren't allowed to destroy my transmission through unseen methods, people aren't allowed to force you to use drugs? They're right there. Huh? They're just, laws aren't for me. Maybe that's a good thing too, right? I mean, obviously it is, because especially with testing what's going on here, I don't want to push it too far. You guys aren't scary. It's just like, I don't want to be here. So, I guess anything, it's like, damn, I can't just lock myself in the fucking mountains somewhere and never see people. That feels forced too. I mean, it was, right? Well, I'll tell you what. Man, it's like every day, dude. Every day they're like acting all weird and shit. Fucking. And continuing with whatever software fucking programming they have and shit. And this has all been written all along, like out in the open too. Like, they're getting programming from TV, but it's not coming from TV, is it? Because not everyone watches TV, do they? That's kind of sick. Maybe they do. I know when I was in other nations, I don't think I've seen a TV everywhere I looked. I don't even know if there was a TV even in nice hotels I stayed in some nations, but their nations were plastered with updates of like written on the ground and stuff in some nations. Kind of like when I go to certain cities and it's like written in a 200-year-old building. It's like engraved in it. It says established like 1830 below what it's telling me and stuff. Man. Oh, why do I have to be here? Fucking be alive. I know you guys are probably just waiting for the minute to fucking try to manipulate my words and shit. I see that like all over the media, like now that they've manipulated me into fucking censoring myself and saying different words, they're like blaming me for things that are happening because they wouldn't let me say what I need to say. And it's not my fault. It has nothing to do with me if other people are preventing me from saying what needs to be said or what I want to say. And I'm God controlling the world. See, this looks real set up and stupid. And I'm supposed to ignore it my whole life, how stupid Earth is, because I'm supposed to, care for mentally retarded people and shit like that. Okay, mentally retarded people aren't supposed to be taking care of me, and I'm sure that'll get taken out of context. I mean, like enslaving me, obviously. Hasn't been too many people taking care of me if people are trying to kill me, and I'm trying to kill myself daily. And I don't need your help anymore on that. Thanks, but no thanks. That's been like, I don't need to be your fucking mule anymore. Never needed that in the first place. I thought, I didn't know it would get so far out of hand that we would have these multiple attempts on my life over the decades and shit. I just figured I'm stuck here, and that's you fucking. It's really hard to outthink some of the shit they do. Santa Claus shit is something you're born with. Like, obviously, the second you're born, you're like, they're lying. They're making up stories to manipulate and deceive people and shit. Fucking mind control, etc., etc., etc. I mean, this is just one popular thing most people are involved in. And the only useful thing that it could be there for is like mind control and enslavement. And it goes enslavement so many ways too. It's like, granted, the one people own everything, so they own all religions. So paganism probably was theirs, although I think maybe not. I mean, all the gods look like me, so that's some weird shit there. But then again, we already know that all the other ones are controlled by them. So, of course, they're just using the same. They could just be using the same picture for everything they invent there. Well, that's another day. About finally over. What are you guys up to next? You guys got anything new planned? You guys got anything, or is it just going to be like a repeat of all the same words and same actions I've seen my whole life? Is there anything new in the book? Maybe you're actually going to roll out this final chapter here and stuff, where Satan, Elon Musk, and pals take over the world and stuff, and I guess everyone's working for Satan, so even though they tell me they're not, man, they're not working for Satan. They're working for the group of people who came up to me and told me I'm supposed to be their slave and shit, and do nothing, go nowhere in life, not advance the planet at all, not advance myself. So I mean, that list is so long. It's like I've been more forced to interact with that than I have the other thing, and so I don't even think these Satanists exist for the most part. I went to like some concerts and stuff, and I met one when I was like 15. The cops are wearing the pentagram, the pagan pentagram, and the original Star of David. So they're not wearing the satanic pentagram. They're wearing the other two religions these people run. Even more evident. That's another one of those not quite evidence things, that paganism would have just been them anyways. Because there it is. And there they are doing it. And that's highly involved with the attacks on me. That takes a lot of manpower to do that shit, like set up and try to kill me right on their Israel-American Google Maps. They're going to ambush me, and then the government work to protect. And then, of course, they were telling me before things happen every now and then that I shouldn't talk about it because I'm God and I'm inventing it. I notice these people like some of them have avoided the God, like actually saying the word or something, like they're scared that that's gonna like cause them to like become crippled and mutated or something if they believe that they're doing what they're doing because they're dealing with who they believe they're dealing with. So they think that saying the word would like curse them more or something. Ooh boy. I can tell you that don't buy into it. Don't buy into what any of them are saying or doing. And it's good reason not to do that. In fact, it makes people look real fucking evil when they do buy into any of it. They make themselves look evil though if you just, I mean, I don't have time to visit all 8 billion people on the planet. But you do have COVID where everyone does something, and you got Easter where everyone does something, and you got Santa Claus, Satan's Claus, where everyone does something. And like I've been going around town, like talking to people, been like, oh yeah, they a bunch of humans just banded together with the government to try to kill me the other day, and no one's protecting me, no one's doing anything about it. And they're just like, oh, well, who cares? I'm gonna be hungry for like my 20th cheeseburger here soon. Really don't have time for this stuff. Like, but they managed to find the time to have their friends and family members fucking try to kill me. But they're too busy trying to make cheeseburgers for their friends and family members to prevent them from doing it. It's like they're a supply chain for the military of death. The bot military of death. And this world looks fucked up from a living being's perspective and shit, having to live here and deal with these repeat patterns. And there's shit they're up to. Oh, man. You guys know what you're up to? You guys actually go in a boardroom meeting somewhere and have it? Or you guys just bots fucking having your brains fucking updated with what to do next?